Please give it up for Linus Dahlander.
Do I introduce myself? I'm Linus, I'm Swedish, I'm a professor, but I still wear sneakers. Let's begin. So I'm going to talk about hierarchies, which is something that most entrepreneurs defy. And one of the basic premises of hierarchies is that people are assigned to different kinds of collaborators and different kinds of tasks that they're going to work with. In contrast, many entrepreneurs like the fact that they have the autonomy to choose their collaborators and the ideas that they're going to work with. And people like this fact that they have the autonomy to choose these kinds of tasks. The question though remains is that we know that many people are really bad in choosing their collaborators. People are often even worse than random in choosing collaborators that are good for them. So we ask a very basic questions. How does choosing versus assigning people to teams and tasks affect their performance? A good answer requires a randomized control trial in which you essentially randomly assign people to different kinds of treatment arms. That helps you to actually give causal evidence, to give people good evidence for what works and what doesn't work. In our randomized control trial, we have some people that are assigned to a team, other people have the freedom to choose the teams that they're going to work with. Other people on the other axis, 15 seconds, it's longer than I thought, has the opportunity to choose their ideas, and other people essentially get assigned to a task that they're going to work with. So remember, it's a 2-by-2 design. Some people have the autonomy to choose their collaborators, other people have the autonomy to choose their ideas. Then some people are perhaps the lucky one and they have the opportunity to choose both. Others are unfortunate and perhaps get to choose neither. Some people can choose their teams but not their ideas, and other people get to choose their ideas and not the collaborators. You may think the answer is obvious, but we asked some people, and they're actually successful managers, and they were as successful as monkeys in predicting which of these treatment arms were actually the highest performing. So how we went about to do this is that we do one of the largest randomized control trials that have been done on teams, where we have 900 students that form groups of 3 and develop a pitch deck that is evaluated by investors, business angels, and entrepreneurs. This is what it looks like. So we organize a mixer where people get together and get to choose, if you're fortunate to end up in this condition. Other people, not a very fancy algorithm, essentially get randomly assigned to a team that they're going to work with during the duration of the class. Other people have the opportunity to choose an idea, so they have come together, they generate an idea that they're going to work with, and other people get one of the 15 predefined ideas that we agreed with venture capitalists and business angels from the scene. Then they all get the same kind of training, like a lean startup kind of class, where in the end, after these 14 weeks, they develop a final pitch that is evaluated by these kinds of investors. So the tutors that train these people are completely unaware of the design. We organize a pitch deck evaluation overlooked by some of the toughest professors in the business, where these people come in to read through a massive amount of different pitch decks. There's one message that is very clear from this, is that the people that get to choose both essentially underperform. So choose idea, where you get the opportunity to choose your idea, but you get randomly assigned to teams, outperform all the other different kinds of conditions, which means that people are worse than random in choosing their collaborators. And that essentially begs this question. So why is it that we have these kinds of findings where people are worse than random? And there are 3 potential kinds of explanations that you can elaborate on to actually have a good answer to this one. One could be something that is something about the team composition, that is something that happens in the act of choosing your collaborators. Another explanation could be something that is something about how much effort you exert, do you better in coordinating the work that you do. And a third explanation could be that it's something about the satisfaction and confidence, that you become very satisfied by the act of choosing, you like it, but maybe it's not actually good for you. And this is also something that we find throughout the finding, that people choose the beer drinkers, the collaborators that they like, but essentially they over-choose on getting confident, they choose based on homophily, becoming very likely to pursue ideas that are essentially underperforming when you actually have real investors that are coming in. So people get extremely happy as a result, but essentially underperform. That has one really big implication. that people, given that they get to choose, they create these different kinds of echo chambers where people recycle each other's ideas and just think that an idea is brilliant even if it's actually not. So our results suggest that people are choosing ideas more important than choosing a team, and that too much choice can actually be detrimental. On that note, for those of you who are interested in the finding, you can email me afterwards and I can share the whole finding, the randomized control trial that we've done, and actually this is something that we're able to replicate in other kinds of settings as well. Thank you so much for your attention.
Okay. One question. What is the next project that you are now going to work on?
So we work with a few other companies where we try to do exactly the same thing and not replicating in a different situation.
Okay, and what kind of... You're not on a time limit now. We have a couple of minutes. You can.
I get so stressed out. I was running to the stage and now I'm just like...
Yeah, well, not too long, but at least an answer on, I mean, what companies, what kind of projects?
So essentially, the thing that we are good at as researchers and professors is that we can question many of the assumptions. And I think one thing is that many people here are very good in experimenting with like user behaviors and designs. But the actual methods and the things that we do are oftentimes not questioned. And I think that's something that we can do because we do it actually on people working in real organizations, and we can give informed insights to managers so that they don't make assumptions based on gut feeling that it's like nice, but actually do it based on real evidence.
Yeah. And can we also follow one of these projects in development in the coming months?
Yes, we have a few things, and usually what we upload the protocols, as it's typically called, with the hypothesis that you want to test and everything, to the American Economics Association randomized control trial. Sounds very geeky, but send me an email and I'm happy to share it.
Okay,
Thank you.
Linus Dahlander, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Yes.